Welcome to the final installments in our 4 video series with Marcus. And in this video, we'll be looking at a helpmate, correct? So, Marcus, could you please expand on why you chose this problem?
Yes, this problem was composed for Stratagems, the late chess problem magazine. It won the first prize in 2019. It is helpmate in 4 with 3 solutions, and it performs a very well theme. The name is the Anwandlung in German. the 4 promotions.
Yeah.
Of white pawn or taking place in this problem.
Okay, so that's already quite a big hint. We need to look for the 4 promotions. So, I guess
Yes.
the promoting will most probably be done by this pawn on d7, right? So, interesting.
But one solution has to have 2 promotions.
Yes, of course. Since 3 solutions,
So-
4 promotions. So let's start solving. The first thing, of course, is to know that it's black to play and not white. Since in a helpmate, black starts, black white, black white, black white, black white mates. So clearly we can start by understanding what exactly are all of these pieces doing. Well, especially this bishop on b8 seems so unnecessary as to how it will be involved in the solutions. But probably it may be a cook stopper into stopping the c7 cook. And also, what are these 4 pawns achieving as well? So quite a lot of questions we need to answer by trying to solve this composition. So maybe we start by just trying to promote this pawn. So let's go move our rook here. Let's say rook a3 and then c8. Okay, important thing to note, d into c8. Queen will of course not be good because king into c8. Since king into c8 will of course be the only move which black can play, and that might not be the desired move, of course. So instead, we should try under promoting to, I don't know, knight, let's say, for instance. And we should try envisioning where our mating position will be. So what I'm thinking is that the mate could be on g7 by this knight, and this king will be on e8 and this rook will travel to d8. So for that to happen, rook d3, knight d6, and okay, and now we see our first tempo move, tempo paradox, that we can't play king e8 right now because this knight is controlling it, but we can also not play rook d7 because this knight is blocking it. And so because of that, we can't get to g7 in time. So maybe this might not be the best way to get there. Okay, but our plan is that we need to get to d8 in 3 moves and move the king to e8. So how can we do that? Queen d1 maybe? Sorry, knight, of course. King e8, knight d6, which is going to be check. Of course, we can't do that. Oh, maybe queen d7, right? And then knight d. Oh no! Again, the same thing happens. What do we do? What do we do now? Okay, nope, that's not working either. Aha, okay. Instead of all of this, we go rook a8. Knight, bishop a7, knight d6. Oh, I was again trying to be cheeky by getting the rook from the other side. But okay, the same problem arises as to how do we get this king to e8 in time. Okay. Maybe that doesn't work. I seem to think that that won't work. Instead, where else can we checkmate with the knight? One, two, three, four. Okay, what I was thinking was maybe we go D into C. Okay, we go Rook A3 again, just for our thinking purposes. Rook D3. And what I was thinking was that the mate could happen on E7, and the king is on C8, and the rook on D8. But again, we can't go C8 here. Here we go, knight. And again, similar things seem to occur since we're not able to get to D8 in time without, of course, being blocked by the knight. So that's not going to work. We should also think about what the other promotions are going to be, since of course knights, we also have to think about how the bishop's going to get promoted and the rook and queen, since right now it seems so different that it will get promoted, since queen here, how will the king move away from the check and so on. Okay, so maybe let's start by playing Let's start by doing D into C8 bishop, okay? Since knight seems too difficult and too many options there, but still the D8 tempo paradox is still remaining. So bishop. And so if we are promoting to a bishop, this must of course get checkmated on a light square, so probably E8 will be the most probable option. But so let's go here. So maybe we go, but the thing is, if we are going to E8 and trying to checkmate from this line, that won't work because this knight can always block in. Ooh, this is a toughie. Okay, let's try for knight, bishop e4, we go knight, king e8, then no, this won't work either. Maybe we try, instead of moving the king away, we try checkmating on d8 itself. Like for example, knight to, maybe knight on c6, for instance. And then two squares will have to be defended, of course, e8 and c8. And for those to occur, that will take us way too many moves, I think. For example, knight e6, c7, h7. Too many moves. Okay, no, that won't work either. I think this is not working out well. Okay, instead of maybe trying this promotion, how about we try from the other side? So maybe we should try getting promoted this here on e8 instead. So for example, knight d6 and knight e8. But oh no, this is stalemate. This is stalemate. Ha. Okay, this is stalemate. This is not going to work either. So this is an important point as well, that now the king cannot move to any of these squares as well. So in our next move, we either give a flight to the king, or we have to play d into c8 ourselves. Okay, maybe we go knight d7, pawn d7, e6, c8 queen, king e7. Okay. And then check, king d8. Okay, no. Whoa, what am I missing? So we got the queen promotion going, but we don't know where to checkmate from. Quite a shame. Check. Where queen b7, king d8, queen into b8. No, that won't work either. Thought I was so close. e6, queen. No, this is not gonna be working either. Okay. Marcos, looks like I'll need a hint. This is proving to be too tough.
Your last try, it's nice, but you have to think about another promotion. Okay.
Another promotion. Okay, so that's the hint.
Instead of a queen, why do you need a queen in this position?
True. Maybe another piece will do the same job for us. Okay. What I was thinking that maybe we should try and sacrifice the knight on f7 for this pawn to capture. After which one or two moves more happen and then checkmate occurs. But again, how can we ensure to do so? Okay, so let's say we go. What move can we play so that the king has a flight square? And okay, we go c4, king d4, knight d6, king c5, knight f7, e into f7. No, this won't work either. Okay, knight d7, pawn into d7. Maybe the hints could have been that instead of promoting to a queen, we promote to a different piece and try. Though again, that feels super unlikely that we just lost one move in sacrificing this knight for no use. Oh, unless...
It's black to move.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second. So maybe we can go something like here, rook, king d7, rook c7 check, king e8. If only we could play king into e6, after which we can go rook c8 and say mate. But that's not possible since the queen is guarding it. Okay, but I think I'm onto something here. So knight into b6, check, king here. Rook into b8, no. This is so confusing. What should we do? E6. Maybe it's not a rook, or maybe it's just a knight. But then what was the point of doing this? Of capturing this pawn? Maybe go... Oh, I think I'm somewhat close. This was my idea. But of course, c into b6 is there. Rook into b6. But maybe we need to capture this so that we can come back to d8 in time. And... okay, so... oops, sorry. Knight. here, took. How do we support d7 then? So confusing. I sometimes hate these long movers in which there's a theme which connects it all, and it's so hard to solve, but it's so beautiful at the end.
Hmm.
Maybe. Okay, what's the promotion we haven't tried so far? We've tried knight, rook, queen, and bishop. It just feels so unlikely as to where we can mate using that. So, for example, we go knight d7, e7. No, not knight d7. Rook here, bishop, king e8. Where do we mate this from? Because we need this knight to be rid of, and instead we need two other pieces to defend. So instead, maybe this is where it gets checkmated. Then how do we defend d8? So I was saying that how can we get this a bishop to get promoted and somehow checkmate, and where can we do it from? Like, I think it's going to be somewhere from c8. The king is going to be on c8 and get checkmated since these three squares are present, but three pieces are present. But how exactly do we do that? So, maybe, okay, let's say we go something like knight e6, then bishop. But what do we do now? We've moved this knight. Oh, wait, maybe we checkmate with the king? Like, we go bishop g4, king e6, king e7 mate. But I think that might not be feasible. Because, okay, we'll have to play something like bishop a2 and rook b3. And also we need to get rid of this. Oh, okay, maybe we move this knight away and then... Okay, not knight d4. Maybe somewhere... Okay, no, maybe knight d4. Bishop g4 and then knight c2. So we block this bishop. Yeah, and it works. Yeah, it works. Yeah, okay. King e6, king c8, and king into e7 checkmate. Okay. So we've got one checkmate. We've got one solution. Woo! Okay, 1 out of 3 done. Oh my god, this is so tough. But at least we got one. Okay, now. But I think we get the general gist, right? So we want to try and focus on maybe a capture of a white pawn. So maybe it could be something like there are the two solutions. There is a capture of white pawns in both solutions, and in the third solution, both those pawns promote. So
Yes.
if that's the case, then it would be here, take, e6, and now we try for a queen, of course. King e7. No, but we already saw this, right?
Why queen, of course?
Well, queen is the most powerful piece, but if not queen, then it has to be a rook. And then king. The only advantage with, of course, promoting to a rook will be that he can go king d7 now. And then rook c7, king e8, king f6. No, too many moves. Oh, king f6, king d6, and rook d8. Oh, yes. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, okay. I didn't think of it this way. That this rook could checkmate. So that's why all of these three pawns are required as well, so that this king can get checkmated that way. Okay, that I did not think of that at all. Amazing.
That is.
So 2 solutions done. So
Yeah.
supposedly in the third solution there will be a knight, a checkmate. Sorry, there will be a knight and a queen checkmate.
Yes.
Okay. And I'd say there has to be something to do with this bishop, right? I mean, it hasn't done much. So, or maybe it's just there for a cook stopper. I don't know. So, okay, let's say, move this rook. knight. Then maybe we try for another solution this way. Pawn d7, and then we need something on e8 real quick. Nope, too long. This queen won't get there. And maybe this bishop will. So we go. Okay, not this way though. Or okay, why are we promoting this way on d7? We should go the other way. f7 and then queen here. So for that to happen, no, f7, but it won't be reachable enough. Okay, we should try for maybe bishop a2, knight. And now oh, yo, no, that won't work. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, knight d7, pawn into, bishop f7, knight d6, bishop e8, and queen. Ooh, oh my goodness. Yeah. Is that it? The 3 solutions?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was tough. Very, very tough. Okay.
Yes.
Let me explain the solution to the viewers again. So this is a helpmate on 4 in which it goes black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, mates, and they both are cooperating with each other. So the first solution goes knight into e6 first, d into c8, bishop, knight d4, bishop into g4, knight c2, king e6, king c8, king into e7, mate. And of course the main idea of this is of course that this knight has to first capture the pawn on e6 so that the bishop can come back, then move away because the bishop has to come to g4, and finally it comes to c2 because it wants to block the bishop from controlling f5 so that it can't interfere, which is of course a very smart way of doing this, along with the bishop moving backwards, a king moving to e6 so that the king can go to c8, and finally with the mate on e7. So that's the first solution. The second solution is knight into d7 check, e into d7, e6, rook, king to d7, king f6, king d6, rook d8, mate. And somehow it just didn't strike to me. This solution took very long. That was because I was thinking that the king would of course come to e8 and the king would come to f6 and the mate would happen that way. But it's much better if the king is of course on d6 so that these 3 pawns act as a barrier for the king so that it can't go there, and this will be mate. Those are the 2 solutions. And as you can see, there's been a rook solution and a bishop. So the other 2 must be a knight and a queen for the Alam Wan Lung AUW, which is the 4 promotions in the problem. And that can of course be illustrated with bishop to a2, a very cautious move, but the idea is shown. D into c8, knight d7, e into d7, bishop to f7. And now we can see the bishop goes to a2, f7, to go to e8, which is finally portrayed with knight d6, bishop e8, d into a8, queen, which is mate. So we get a queen and a knight promotion. Amazing problem. I can see why it was a prize winner. Amazing, simply marvelous.
Good.
Yeah, and it's quite astonishing as well that even a 3 solution with 4 promotions in it, it's unorthodox, I would say, that there's 2 promotions in 1 solution and then 1 promotion in each of the other ones, because normally it's either 4 solution or 2 solutions, but never 3 really. And the way they're all harmoniously linked together is simply marvelous.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it for our series. Marcus, I would like to thank you very much for gracing our Hopper magazine and trying to broadcast this amazing book which you have edited and translated for the English viewers out there and for the Portuguese ones. It's a must read, like I've said before, and if you haven't checked it out, please check the first video in the installment, which covers in depth about this book along with how Marcus found his interest in chess composition. So thank you very much for coming into this channel and to the Hopper.
Thank you,
Yeah.
my friends. See you.
Thank you and see you.